What do you do in the winter when the footing is not safe, but your horse wants to buck and play and get after it? Welcome back to Becky, Amio Horse Training, and stick around. I'll show you what's been working for me on these cold winter days. One of the problems that I run into with horses in the wintertime is there's really no place for them to really just cut loose. Their pens are still covered in ice or mud or snow, and even though he's in a larger pen, there's really no place for him to get after it and play. So unless you have a barn with consistent footing, they really don't have any opportunity to buck and play. Then when we get out here in wide open spaces, we're just kind of asking for a wreck. Now that's why I've gone to hand walking instead of actually trying to ride them out here. And if you're from any part of the country where it snows in the winter, you know this. Even though it looks really dry all around, it's actually very frozen and slippery underneath. And this colt wants to be pretty darn ambitious. And I just kind of got sick of asking him to slow down and walk next to me. Instead, he wanted to be out in front of me. And so I went ahead and tried to send him around on this line here. Now this lunge line, it's not even really a lunge line. It's a 16-foot lead rope. I don't like to let them get that far out away from me when we're out like this, because they get quite a bit of leverage the more length of rope that they get, and they can just take off and pull me, and they'll be loose running through the pasture with a lead rope attached. So we can see here, every time he slips, it's because the ground is really slick underneath. And when he loses his balance is when he goes to bucking. And I want to address that. So let's watch this in slow motion. We see him go around and he slips on the front end, which in 2 strides later, he goes to bucking and playing. This is another reason I keep him on a short line. I want to stop this behavior immediately, because if he were in the tack, he can hurt us. We can fall off. He can slip and fall with both of us and hurt both of us. So this behavior is unacceptable. So that's why we want to keep him really short, stop the behavior, change directions if we have to. We always want to make sure we're out here with at least 4 dogs too, folks. So we get this dog's nose in the view as they're helping us. I know they can be a pain in the butt, but sometimes distractions are really good in our training, because then we see what we really have with the horse that we're working with. It's super important to me that he learns how to handle himself in this footing, because there very well could be a day when he and I are riding out here in the pasture in this sort of footing, and I need him to know and be aware that he has to be careful and he has to pay attention. This isn't just free rein to do whatever the heck he wants out here. He's allowed to move out, but he also has to pay attention to me. Once he starts handling himself with an even cadence, with some consistency, and he's focused on me rather than paying attention to what's going on all around us, that's when I'm looking for a good place to stop with him. And I'm looking for him to square up to me, kick his hip over, and get ready to change directions if I ask him to. And I should have stopped right there, but I asked for a little bit more hip. And as soon as he got quiet, that's where I'm going to quit and move on with our walk and go ahead and hand walk him up this hill and continue on with our little walk out in the pasture. So I hope this helped you guys a bunch. I hope it answered some questions and maybe gave you a few exercises you can work on, and, gave you something to do when you can't ride, because, it sucks sitting inside in the wintertime. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and look out for other videos just like this one.